Hello everyone, I took 3 trades today. They went amazing. 50%, 30%, and then one with a small loss. So in today's video, I'm going to explain how we slapped the market, what my thought process was for each of these trades, and I'm going to explain it in detail. All right, so without further ado, let's get started with the video. Number one, first and foremost, you have to look at the daily chart. We had 7 days in a row on the SPY, which is a signal that we were getting overextended. We are at a major level of resistance here on the SPY at 437.68. That was another reason to lean a bit bearish. So that's 2 major reasons to lean a bit bearish heading into the trading day. And it's important to look at the larger time frames, because based off of the momentum of the larger time frames, you make your scalps. So that is my thought process. I was heading into today being bearish. So now when looking at this on the 1 minute time frame, here were a few of my thoughts, right? So number one, we took this trade at 9:44 here, where I took a short. So we ended up just chopping around to start the morning off. We were chopping around over here, okay? And at 9:44, so if you were trading the options, you saw that the option premiums this morning were not moving fast at all. So which generally means that a strong move in a certain direction is going to end up happening. So what I did was I had a bearish bias based off those 2 reasons I explained. What I did was I went and took a short with a stop loss above 437.85. Okay, so we went short here, and by the time we rose here, this was about a 7 or 8% loss. It is what it is. I sold this for a loss afterward. Then we ended up taking another trade. My bias was still bearish, and we continued to rise up over and over and over again like this. I knew that this strength was not going to sustain itself, because this setup right here was very, very bearish. Okay, when we're making a bear flag like this, so look, let me just clean up the chart. We ended up making a bear flag, okay, with extreme weakness right at the beginning of the morning. Okay, so when that ends up occurring, that solidifies the momentum later on. There could be some choppiness where we end up rising upwards, but when you rise upwards, that is an amazing shorting opportunity. So that is exactly what we ended up doing. We ended up going short again right at the top here, absolutely perfectly, and this ended up flying down. So this was an amazing trade, which easily went 50%. This would have been a much bigger win, but the option premiums were not paying as well. This could have been easily a 100% trade, but unfortunately it was only 50%. So this was a really good trade, and we made up for the losses obviously in the earlier trade, right? Then the other trade that I ended up taking was, now that we're zooming out, right? The first 2 YouTube videos during this week, I was explaining that on Wednesday, if we're trading above 437 to 438, I'm going to grab swing puts. The reason for that is that first reason that I explained about being overextended on a daily. And I was saying that we're going to have a red day, where we need to have a red day. And if we are green, basically above 437, I'm going to enter into puts. So that's exactly what we did. And essentially, we entered into puts right before a really major breakdown. We entered into puts around right around here. We at 10:15 a.m. So we got this right up here as we were trading above 437, and I saw that the reason for that was, number one, we were still trading above 437. We were green on the day, and my bias for the day is bearish, right? So what ended up happening was we caught this monstrous move to the downside, and this ended up creating another bear flag. We did not close above the 618% fib on the bear flag. We remained below it. So off of this retest, basically, of the 38.2% fib, I was pretty comfortable to enter short here with November 17th puts, which is 9-day expiration. So nice and comfortable. I saw that we could end up having some choppiness, right, in the market, and I did not want to get caught out in the choppiness. So we entered into some puts to swing, and I was right. We ended up having a lot of choppiness for the next hour and a half, and then we just started to capitulate. We fell very, very sharply the rest of the day, and by the time the contracts were down here, this was a huge win. I ended up taking some profits at around 30%, and this, if you would have continued to hold, right? So we're still holding on to runners, but down here, the contracts were close to 60%. So this was another amazing safe swing with high probability, taking into account the larger time frames, taking into account the daily movement as a whole. And this was overall just a really amazing trading day where we cut our losses very quickly, and we essentially had big wins, and we positioned ourselves really well. So yeah, I hope this really made some sense. That's why it's very important to put everything and analyze everything as a whole with as much data as possible. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.